college when they might not have had a chance without an athletic incentive. Lobo basketball player Louis Lamar was considered a risk when he came to UNM 4 years ago. He fell short of the minimum test scores and had to give up a year of his basketball eligibility. But Lamar did get his act together during the college years and is on track to graduate in December.
There's people in every city, every town that have to be like me. I mean, not everybody's born with the knowledge of chemistry, physics, biology, anthropology, science, math, those type things.
Lamar did say he probably would have found some way to get an education, but not the kind he got at UNM. And Tom and Carla, I guess the question we need to ask is this: if it's not the university's job to give kids like Lamar an education, what happens to them and our society if they're not given a chance by somebody?
But just to be fair, someone would argue there are a lot of people with academic skills who are not getting a chance because the money's going to sports.
Well, you know, some kids need a chance, and some, you know, but those kids, I think, would probably get a chance in some other way.
Okay.
The debate continues.
Yes.
We have other news on this Tuesday night. She says she's not guilty. That's the plea entered by 29-year-old Rosalie Prada, who is accused of throwing her newborn baby into a trash bin. Prada was arraigned in Santa Fe Magistrate Court today. She was charged with assault with intent to commit murder and child abandonment or abuse. In a police affidavit, Prada said she was, quote, freaked out after she had the baby and she didn't know what to do. Detectives say she put the baby into the dumpster. Her boyfriend then helped her dispose of the bloody clothes. Prada is being held at the Santa Fe County Detention Center on $100,000 bond. If convicted, she could spend a maximum of 13 years in jail and fined $25,000.
A fire claimed the lives of 3 puppies in Albuquerque today and caused extensive damage to a house that was being fixed up. Here's the house at 1419 Quincy Northeast. Neighbors say the place had been in a state of disrepair until last summer when a couple moved in and started working on it. Now they're looking at a lot more work. Damage to the house is put at between $70,000 to $80,000. One of the firefighters got a scare when a section of the roof gave way. He fell through the hole but was not seriously hurt. The 3 puppies died because their owners were not home at the time of the fire, so the dogs were trapped inside. A fire 15 years ago was a reason for a get-together near Los Alamos today. People from a number of different agencies gathered to look at some of the 15,000 acres burned in the Frijoles Canyon fire back in 1979. Very few trees have grown back, but some non-native grasses have been planted to prevent soil from washing away. The area doesn't look like it used to, and some say that's not so bad.
It's a pretty nice place to walk out on. There are a lot of trails that go through Burnt Mesa. The wintertime's really great because, like I said, a lot of elk come up here because there's a lot of grass in the wintertime. In the summertime, I heard it's just really a spectacular place for wildflowers.
If you want to visit the place he's talking about, check out the area just south of the National Lab.
Albuquerque Public Works Department says the city's water is safe to drink, even though traces of contamination were detected in a public well. A trace amount of trichloroethylene, an industrial solvent, was measured in a pump located about 1/2 mile west of the Albuquerque airport. They say the level of contamination is extremely low, and the water continues to meet federal and state safe drinking water standards.
Rick joins us now with a look at the first forecast. Have a look.
Well, it's going to be a bad hair night tonight. We got a day clear this evening across much of New Mexico. In fact, our map tonight also shows it's going to be quite cool in many areas. 21 in Clayton, 28 in Tucumcari, and 32 in Roswell, 35 here in our city, 31 in Santa Fe. We could see some snow now. Late tonight, early in the morning, across the Sangre de Cristo, it's maybe 1 to 2 inches there. We'll tell you what to anticipate after the storm finally leaves. Got some good news for you.
Good, all right.
Great.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks. Much more to come on News 4. Low interest rates have helped the New Mexico economy boom, but what's happening now that they're going back up?
And later, is it doggy discrimination or are certain dogs just dumb? One expert says some dogs are smarter than others. Our Steve Stucker says that's dog wash. Details coming up.
Collecting baseball cards is a lot like the game itself. Keep trying and you might make a lucky catch. But with Church's limited edition baseball player cards, every card is a great catch. They feature some of the league's best players, and each pack's free when you order 9 big pieces of juicy marinated chicken, 3 corn and large mashed potatoes for the little price of only $10.99. Or buy a pack for just 69 cents. And profits from the cards go to Habitat for Humanity. Hey, you can't miss. Church's. Gotta love it.
Hi, I'm Ava Harvey here at Malloy Dodge in Albuquerque, New Mexico's volume Dodge dealer. And when you sell more cars and trucks, we can sell them for less. And that's why we're offering the Malloy Dodge Savings Guarantee. Now, you go ahead and shop around, then we'll beat your best deal, or we'll pay you $500 in cash, guaranteed. So before you pay too much, pick up the phone, give us a call on our new toll-free number, 1-800-NEW-DODGE, or you better come and see us. Volume selling, that's the key, and that's Malloy Dodge.
It looks like the rush to refinance is grinding to a halt. For the past few years, homeowners have been flooding mortgage companies with refinancing applications.
But now the tide has turned and some bankers are begging for business. Tia Bland Douglas joins us live in the newsroom. And Tia, what has happened?
Well, I'm told there are a couple of reasons for all of this. The big one is a rise in interest rates the past few months. Since about 1990, banking business has been booming. Low interest rates made it more affordable to buy a home and to refinance one. Interest rates were as low as 7% at one time. Now they're up to 8 to 8.5%. Now Charter Bank has had a 72% drop in home mortgage refinancing since last March.
A lot of the people, even without a rise in interest rates, ultimately everybody that wants to refinance will have refinanced. And so with the rising rates, really slows it down.
That means some lending institutions that survived solely on refinancing may be seeing red in the budget books. Charter is not one of them, neither is Keyworth. But because fewer people are refinancing, the competition among lenders is hot.
When someone calls our office, we give them a true quote, a quote that they can lock into for, say, 45 to 60 days. And it's frustrating us to hear that other mortgage lenders are quoting a lot lower than us, or will quote you anything to get you in their door.
Now, Tom and Carla, although the market is not as ripe for refinancing as it was 6 months ago, lenders say the current rates really aren't all that bad, so people considering refinancing should go ahead and do it because the rates could rise again.
They probably will. Thank you, Tia.
There are almost 400 people in New Mexico who suffer from the AIDS virus, and many of them can't afford to get all the health care they need. But for some New Mexicans, that's about to change. The state will receive almost $500,000 from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. The money will be used to provide health care and support services to low-income New Mexicans infected with AIDS or the HIV virus. Tom.
The fugitive search team wants your help in getting an alleged drunk driver off the road. 45-year-old Helen May Sanchez is wanted on DWI charges. She has been a fugitive since last July. If you know where police can find Sanchez, call the Anonymous Fugitive Search Hotline. There's the number, 1-800-432-6933.
Fantastic day across New Mexico. Up next on News 4, Rick will let us know if it's here to stay in his guaranteed forecast.
And later, a bizarre discovery in a Texas dumpster. Now, police are trying to track down a big bird killer.
Pelle italiana, tutta la pelle di Natuzzi, ai prezzi più bassi ogni giorno. American Home Furnishings, e Natuzzi Pelle.
The sun is rising on a remarkable sales event. The Jeep and Eagle Dawn to Dusk sale. Save up to $1,200 when you buy or lease a Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo. Or save when you buy or lease a new Eagle Vision. Save over $1,100 in option package savings on Jeep Cherokee Sport. Or save $300 on Jeep Wrangler. So hurry, get to your Jeep and Eagle dealer before the sun sets on this remarkable sale.
See your New Mexico Jeep and Eagle dealer, where you can expect the best.
Rick joins us once again, and watch out for the wind.
Already blowing at about 39 miles per hour. The clouds have moved in, and so has the cool air, so that sets the stage for tonight if you're going out for dinner. Something you need to know.
We are, I think, aren't we?
Yes, I hope so. I want to eat.
You've been stuck indoors most of the afternoon. Here's what we have for you in Guaranteed Weather, off by one. $132 now in the bank for you. Here's what looks like outside. Cloud cover, 49. Those winds out of the east, and the barometer is rising. Humidity, it's up, 50%. Numbers for the day. We managed 64 here at the TV station. 81 is the record in 1943, and the sunset at 6:25. Well, the front has made its way through much of the eastern part of our state, and it's just now kind of pushing against the mountain chain, and that's where the east winds have developed across the Albuquerque area. Yes, we are pulling some cold air across the state as well. Some readings now up in the northeastern corner of the state are in the 30s, so it's going to be quite cold there tonight. Now, the cloud cover is here. It's all part of the frontal boundary you saw on the map just previous. But we'll probably see these clouds disappear by the time sunrise rolls around. National perspective for you. You can almost just see the front here pushing through. Massive clouds out in the west. That'll develop into rain for those folks. And a lot of the nasty weather that's been developing in the southeast, mid-Atlantic, and the New England chain seems to be tapering off, at least for the evening hours. Not as serious as it was the last 24 hours. But for us, the continuation of cooler air tomorrow. Well, how much cooler? Maybe 1 to 5 degrees. 30 miles per hour, valley 27, height 35, and tomorrow, winds early in the morning. Partly sunny, warming to about 61. The winds again early in the day, 20 to 30 miles per hour out of the east. And the next several days, 65 on Thursday, 70 on Friday. Look at this, your Easter weekend, 71 and 73. Those could be some very hot, hard-boiled eggs. And over in our community calendar section tonight, the Association for Retarded Citizens of Albuquerque. Big blood drive at their office April 1st from 8 a.m. to noon. Call City Line for all the information. We're trying to give back to the community that's helped them. Good. All right.
Wonderful, thank you.
Much more to come on News 4. Discovery in Texas reveals a cruel way of getting rid of some exotic and expensive animals.
Also, a new study ranks how trainable the world's dogs are, but is it just dog discrimination?
And later, the Jimmy and Jerry feud comes to an end in Dallas.
Albuquerque has a unique marketplace called the Indoor Mercado. Hi, I'm Richard Westphal, General Manager of the Indoor Mercado. With so many local businesses under one roof, you're bound to find just what you want. The Mercado merchants are known for their quick, knowledgeable, and courteous service. You buy direct with prices so low you can brag about them to your friends. The Indoor Mercado is much more than just shopping. Freeway close at I-40 and 12th Street, the Indoor Mercado is open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is the weekend for you to come to the Indoor Mercado.
Which health insurance has you covered? Chances are we at Family Foot Health Specialists are one of their providers. We're part of Medicare, Blue Cross Blue Shield, PruNet, Champus, and Admar. You're covered by all. Family Foot Health Specialists is expanding its Heights office at 4550 Eubank Northeast. And we've taken over Dr. Gomez's practice in Santa Fe. So here's an introductory foot check. $60 value, now only $20. Family Foot Health Specialists, keeping New Mexicans on their feet.
Hey, it's almost over, folks. It's the final days of Campaign 600 here at Malloy Nissan in Albuquerque. Hi, car truck buyers. I'm Dan Walters. Seen us here on television. You've heard us on the radio this month, folks. You know our goal, Campaign 600, sell 600 cars and trucks this month. Never been done. Folks, we're almost there. If you hurry in this week, you still buy a brand new Nissan sport truck just like this one, $90 down or $90 a month. So come in. It's almost over. Hurry in and save lots of money, folks. Campaign 600 here at Malloy Nissan, 7707 Lomas. You come and see us.
The Men's Warehouse opens in Albuquerque.
Hi, I'm George Zimmer, president and founder of the Men's Warehouse. You know, it used to be you'd have to sacrifice fashion and service to get a good price. Not anymore. At the Men's Warehouse, you get all three. Fashion, service, and a good price. This double-breasted suit's only $1.99, and we'll press it forever for free. I guarantee it.
The Men's Warehouse on Manal Boulevard, northeast across from Coronado Mall.
Welcome to the Mazda Exceptional Sales Event. Get exceptional deals on a top Mazda truck, available with the most powerful V6 of any import truck. Lease a Mazda V2300 short bed truck for $149 a month and use the $750 cash back from Mazda as your down payment. But hurry, deals like this won't last long. See your Mazda dealer today. Mazda, it just feels right.
Police in Houston, Texas are trying to find the owner of more than a dozen ostriches after the exotic birds were found dead, stuffed into a dumpster. 16 of the birds were found today. Authorities are trying to figure out how they died and who was responsible for it.
A thief had possession of these birds and didn't know how to care for them, and they died on him, and he just wanted to get rid of them and get away from them as fast as he could, and that's why he put them in the dumpster.
The birds represent a substantial investment for the owner with a market value of about $5,000 each. So far, police have come up with no clues on the identity of the owner.
A new book on dogs has a lot of dog lovers howling tonight. It ranks dogs by their apparent ability to learn, but some say it could mean discrimination against some types of dogs. Steve Becker takes a look.
The book lists 133 breeds of dog according to their supposed trainability. I spoke with a variety of dog owners to see if their opinions match those of the author.
The list here shows them as the 6th most
133. What do you think about that?
I'd say that's probably accurate.
Number 60.
That sounds about right.
Kind of down on the list. You wouldn't disagree with that rating?
Not at all.
You have a dog that you say is very tough to train.
Very difficult, yes.
What kind of problems have you had?
Well, she's just very high-strung, and she gets incredibly excited whenever anybody, including me, comes along.
Here on this list that how dogs rate in trainability, what does it say, number one trainable dog there?
Border Collie, oh no. Are you serious? That's supposedly the easiest dog to train?
Then I asked a professional dog trainer if she thought selecting a dog based on this list was a good idea.
No, I think they'd be in a lot of trouble because if they want the smartest dog and they pick a Border Collie, very few people have the energy level to keep up with a Border Collie. And if a person doesn't have the energy level to match the dog they own, then there's going to be all kinds of other problems.
It seems to me it's going to be tough to find any two people who have the same opinion on the trainability of dogs. And it probably has a lot to do with your individual pup and you as the owner and trainer. My personal opinion is that instead of buying the book, you're probably better off spending your money on a Frisbee or a toy or maybe investing it in a little good dog training yourself. Steve Stucker, News 4.
Some good advice. Jimmy Johnson was in the doghouse, but now he's out for good.
Now it's been unbearable on Wall Street. The Dow has dropped 63 1/3 points. News 4 continues in just a moment.
For current stock information, call CityLine at 843-6060 and enter category 1010 for the stock quote hotline, a service of KOB TV4.
Hi, I'm Teresa Rodriguez, and I will be hosting a tour to beautiful Alaska July 1st through the 12th. Our tour will feature a 3-night cruise on the Inside Passage and an unforgettable visit to Denali National Park, home to Mount McKinley. We'll see Vancouver, Juneau, Anchorage, Skagway, Fairbanks, and abundant marine wildlife. This inclusive Alaska vacation is only $3,399 per person, double occupancy. For your free brochure, call 1-800-826-2266.
Check this out. Larrybird's favorite burger and Larrybird MVP Cup from McDonald's. Now it's got to let me play one-on-one.
Now at McDonald's, get an MVP Collector Cup featuring some of the biggest NBA superstars free when you supersize any extra value meal for 39 cents more. Like Larry's favorite, the double quarter pounder with cheese. Hurry to McDonald's today and collect all 6.
Charles, this is for you. Hey, thanks. Now can I play? No.
What you want is what you get at McDonald's today. When the going gets tough.
You won't find a better truck for your money.
Chevy.
One of New Mexico's favorites. And now get the all-new Chevy S10, completely redesigned from the inside out, with the biggest available V6 engine in its class.
When the going gets tough.
Rated by a leading consumer magazine as a best buy. All this starting from just $93.25.
When the going gets tough.
See your hometown New Mexico Chevy Geo dealer.
The Men's Warehouse opens in Albuquerque. If our substantially lower prices on men's designer clothing don't impress you, our excellent service will. I guarantee it.
The Men's Warehouse on Manal Boulevard, northeast across from Coronado Mall. On the next, cops.
Let's take the kids. This is crazy.
Officers are confronted with a couple neglecting their newborn.
This baby ought to be indoors, dry, and warm.
We're going home now.
No, it should have been.
Now, in order to protect the infant, the cops must put away the parents.
The baby's going to a child welfare.
It's tough lessons in child care.
What you're supposed to do is give your drink enough and stay home with baby.
On Cops.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson out of here.
Yeah, well, it doesn't make any sense in light of what's happened in the past couple of years, but on the other hand, when you got two egos that clash, anything can happen. Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson sounded like a couple on their honeymoon when they made the announcement that Johnson was out as Cowboys coach today, but the only way to describe what happened is divorce. Johnson says Jones' comments last week that he would fire Johnson were not the reason he made the decision to leave. Johnson said it was time for him to take a step back and get away from the pressures on keeping the Cowboys on top.
I did not want to come in and be giving 75% of my efforts. And I know myself well enough that if I am not 100% into it, then I'm going to detract what they're trying to achieve.
Well, clearly, Jones and Johnson had their conflict, which reached eruption stage this week. But at the press conference, they talked like best buddies.
You've really missed the point here if you don't know that we're friends.
How ironically, Johnson spent 5 years at Oklahoma State, 5 years at Miami, and 5 years with the Cowboys. Maybe with everything he pours into his work, that's all that can be expected in one place. But clearly, even the huge state of Texas wasn't big enough for both of those egos. Johnson said he would talk to his Cowboys players about his decision later. He didn't want their separation to be too emotional, but several players have said if Johnson left, they'd want out too. Not Troy Aikman, though.
So I'm concerned about who the replacement is going to be and what direction the organization is heading. But by no means does that mean that I'm unhappy about playing for the Cowboys or that if Jimmy's not my coach, that I don't want to continue to play for him.
Albuquerque is Cowboys country, too, and two of the biggest Poke fans, Sid and the Bandit, had lines jammed on their radio call-in show.
It's Jerry Jones's ego. Jerry Jones couldn't handle the fact that there was someone who was a bigger star in Dallas than him. It's like I said, it's the sequel. Jerry does Dallas. It's over, baby.
My feeling, Dallas Cowboys will survive. The dynasty will continue. Jerry Jones, he's a multimillionaire. There's a reason for his success. I feel he'll find a man that can replace Jimmy Johnson.
Al Jones has said he has a list of candidates to replace Johnson. It might include former Oklahoma coach Barry Switzer. When Johnson wants to come back, there'll be plenty of takers for him. Maybe the expansion Carolina Panthers, maybe to replace Don Shula in Miami if Shula retires. The possibilities, though, are endless. The next stop on Ralph Willard's career road is Pittsburgh. Willard is Pittsburgh.